Since the dawn of time, the world has seen evolution and adaptation. Sea creatures transition to land. The extinction of the dinosaurs paves way for the rise of mankind. Mullets are then replaced by slick back hair and chiseled beards. Don't worry, I am going somewhere with this because we've seen it happen in the airsoft world too. For example, there's the classic CZ75, which eventually moved on to the tactical P-09 duty, and now we have the race variant, the SP-01 Shadow GBB pistol. As the real firearms adapt, the airsoft variant follows in its footsteps. The real steel SP-01 Shadow is used by competitive shooters due to its design, reliability, and customizability. But how well has that transferred over to the airsoft world with the ASG CZ75 SP-01 Shadow GBB pistol when it comes to competitive shooting in the production class world? Considering it has to put up with the likes of a 1911 and the other one? Let's find out. The Shadow has a bit of heft to it, as it is 200 grams heavier than its predecessors. Now this variant comes with a rubberized ergonomic grip with the thumb groove on each side, and an extended ambidextrous safety lever. At the front you could find a red fiber front, and underneath an accessory rail for all your extra accessories like lasers and flashlights. And right behind that is now a silver trigger and a silver outer barrel. All contribute to what a race pistol is meant to be like apart from the weight, giving it that bling factor. Now the SP-01 Shadow may have the outline of the classic and pretty looking CZ75, but I do believe that this version is far more aesthetically pleasing. I do like the style of the slide, and the serrations on the front and rear are deep enough to get a good grasp when it comes to racking back the slide. Now the shape of a hammer is known as the combat hammer, as there are a few variants out there, and on the real steel version you may even find the rounded version. Now where does one find the hop? For those that don't know, you just need to remove the mag, pull the slide back, push that pin out, pull the slide forward, and there's the adjustment dial. I do have a complaint though. The coating on this is very thin. You could easily scratch it. Now this is a sample given to me, so I don't mind the 26 round magazine and the internals of the magwell getting scuffed up and going for that battle-worn look. But if I find a scratch or a ding on my brand new race pistol, that is almost as heartbreaking as finding a scuff mark on my brand new shoes. It may not be visible from afar, but you know it's there. That being said, I wish the coating was thicker. Ever since the first gas blowback CZ75 pistol, there have always been a gas variant and a CO2 variant, and so I'm happy to let you know that they will be releasing a CO2 26 round magazine. Whether it comes with the pistol or you have to buy it separately, who knows, but it will give it a far crispier kick and increase the FPS. But by how much, you ask? This is the result for the chrono test with the green gas magazine using 0.2 gram 6mm BBs. It clocked in at an average 300 FPS. The result for the CO2 magazine with the same weight BBs was 40 FPS higher at around 340 FPS. So how is it in terms of accuracy? Well, I'm 20 meters down range, and I'll be using 0.3 gram BBs instead. I'm going to shoot those larger square targets on the corners, starting from the top right, going clockwise. I'm having no problems with it so far. I'm going to comment on something. The recoil. I know it's winter, but it feels rather sluggish. This is something I don't want from an IPSC pistol. I don't want something lackluster. I don't want a Shetland pony. I need a stallion. See? Cooldown effect. It didn't even lock the slide back, which is a problem, which is why I'm glad there is a CO2 version. Oh, yes. There may not be a visual or an audible difference, but I can assure you there is. Now let's have a look at that trigger. That reset is easily identifiable. The wall is close to non-existent. It just slips right through my fingers. But that's in single action mode. Let's try it out in double action. Now we can find it, but only in double action mode. It's rather sticky though. If I were to use the shadow for a regular skirmish or for IPSC, I would most likely stick to using the CO2 mag, considering I'm getting 340 FPS out of it anyway, which is CQB safe, and it's snappier, so I can get my shots off quicker. But it reminds me of another pistol, say the KWC Model 75 GBB pistol, which I've seen being used during Airsoft Surgeon's European Championship. It is also a full metal CO2 using snappy IPSC ready pistol, considering it has a rail on top for your reflex sights, but I believe the Shadow will be much cheaper than that model, as well as cheaper than a Tokyo Marui base pistol, such as the Gold Match, which we all know to be one of the best out-of-the-box pistols out there. As great as the internals are, we would probably want it to come out with a metal slide. However, it looks the part, and I believe it performs like an IPSC pistol should. Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till May, because that's when I've been told it will release. If you like this episode, click on the logo to subscribe. See you guys on the next episode of RedWolf TV. Porn Stash out.